Green Day here with another video. Now in this video I'm just going to be doing a quick, you know what happens whenever I say it's a quick video, it's always long, but quick video on the gear issued in the Battle of the Bulge, more specifically the gear for my unit. Now some of this stuff you can see looks fit for battle, some of it does not look fit for battle, some of it looks good for winter, some of it does not look good for winter. So there's that. I'm going to go into detail there. So for my unit, the 26th Infantry, they were in the Battle of the Bulge, and we actually do have some really good pictures of what they would have been issued. One of the most famous pictures of the Battle of the Bulge are, some troops wearing pretty much this stuff, and one is carrying a bazooka. Or actually, I think all three of them are. Someone's carrying a bazooka. I'll put the picture up, when while I was talking about it, but so you can see they're wearing pretty much this. So I'm gonna go over what specifically I'm wearing, and I'll talk about what I'm wearing underneath the overcoat too, because it's pretty dense. Alrighty, so let's start from the outlayering. So I got the normal green t-shirt on. Could just be, a long sleeve t-shirt. You could have long johns on under this too. Then I have the wool shirt, the M37 wool shirt on. I got a, let's see if I can grab it, the wool sweater, 5-button sweater, and a wool scarf. And then on top of all that, I have the overcoat. Now the overcoat was not designed for a combat use. This was designed for more of a dress use, sentry use, not a combat use. They had better jackets for that, like you don't hear much about it. But during the Aleutian campaign, they were actually being issued the Arctic M41, I think it was called, which was an M41 jacket, kind of went down a little farther. It was warmer, better lined, which it's kind of a drip, kind of want one. At the front you'd make them, but they since probably stopped because supply chain issues and stuff. They've been having a little trouble with finding supplies recently. Alrighty, so moving out some more to the, I'll go down to the pants first. You could have the long johns underneath, standard 1937 wool pants. They're 37, yeah, 37. These could also be switched out, or even put another layer put on top of them with the M43 pants. They are hard to find pictures of the pants, but I'm sure they were used. But they're pretty much just more of a cotton-based thing, as pants that are more water resistant than these, better in winter. I've actually worn them as snow pants before because they're quite warm. So that's another pair of pants that you could have. But if you're just kind of standing still, the trench coat, you actually also do have a button down here. So you button the trench coat over, cover your legs. And next we got the overshoes, as you can see. And underneath the overshoes, I just have my standard Type 3 rough out service boots and the M1938 leggings. So there's that under there. It's all fit mostly under there. These are What Price Glory shoes. They are already starting to fall apart, so I'll probably have to take them to a cobbler or get them, or just fix them myself with epoxy. Probably better to go to a cobbler. So luckily I know where one is. Alrighty, field gear, we'll go over this. We'll just go first. The M1 rifle, the M1 Garand. As you can see, it is empty, loaded, empty. So the M1 rifle, very nice semi-automatic rifle, 8-round end block, 30-06. So I think everybody who learns about World War II should know what this is. One of the most iconic rifles of the war. So, getting all snow on it, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll clean her up after this. And field gear, we got the MAL 1924 first aid pouch, which I actually remembered the destination for this finally. MAL 1924 first aid pouch with first aid tin in there. The MAL 1923 cartridge belt with the MAL 28 haversack. The 1943 T-handle shovel, M1 bayonet. I think I forgot if I put it on the haversack. Either way, there should be an M1 bayonet on there. And lastly, the lightweight gas mask bag. As you can see, a very good storage bag. A lot of people like I said many times, gas masks were issued with it, but GIs lost them, threw them away, because they were never going to use them, and because we didn't check, and we actually also designed this bag to be a general purpose bag, because we knew soldiers were going to do that. Good, general purpose bag. Alrighty, and I think we'll go over a bit more history. This field gear could be switched out with some early war items like the T-handle shovel or something like that. Just, anything earlier than this can be seen in this time. I am pretty, if I were in the Battle of the Bulge, I'd be pretty lucky to have what I have right now. Wool sweater and many layers under here, and a wool overcoat. A lot of guys just went into it with the standard wool uniform and the M41 jacket, just their standard battle kit. And it was not fun for them, because it was one of the coldest winters on record. So this gear is, I'd be pretty lucky to have this stuff. I could always get better gear. Like, instead of the trench coat, I could have the M43 jacket with the M43 liner and the M43 pants to layer on top of these. But by the time the Battle of the Bulge happened, we were expecting it to be over by then, famous last words, and we didn't have sufficient winter supplies for our troops. So we, pretty much the quartermasters and everyone were like, oh geez, we gotta send them whatever is warm. So you see enlisted guys with Mackinaws, you see enlisted guys with tanker jackets. During the Battle of the Bulge, even if it was an officer thing, they could just use all with it, enlisted with it, because they just needed to get what they could get to the troops. So, but you actually also see a lot of these overcoats were cut down to about M43 length for better usage in the winter. If I was in the Battle of the Bulge, I'm not one to speak, but I would want to keep this warm to keep my legs warm. Or this long to keep my legs warm, but I can definitely see why they do that, because once this froze, it became like wearing a sheet of plywood. So, very hard to maneuver in this, and this fits me well, and that's about as high as I can move my arm. So, not really that good for combat. I feel like if I dove around in this, not only that it's 75 years old, but it would rip stitching, tear stuff. But, what they could get, whatever they got. And also, like with the overshoes, my unit was actually very common to see these overshoes. A lot of units just had these standard boots, but my unit would have these most commonly. So, very lucky to have those for my unit. And the M1 rifle could have a bit of trouble in the winter. You could get this wet, like you could shoot, snow would melt on it, and it would freeze. I mean, you'd want to try and keep this thing as clean as you can, but if you don't have time to clean it, like if you're in a standoff or something, and it's frozen to the barrel, the action, full of very sensitive bits, could freeze up on you, maybe not cycle away. I'm sure once you fire, it should fall back, not take the next round, and just slam it back forward without cycling around. That takes more precious time to rack the rifle and be able to get all the gunk out of there and stuff. Also, the gas pressure system, cold weather, and the gas is denser. It's a lot of variables to take in with the M1 rifle. And I couldn't imagine it with the carbine, because the carbine was even more prone to jamming than the M1 rifle. Now, because, I don't do this often in my videos, but, because probably y'all want to hear it, got an M block right here, just an empty M block, to send into the rifle. Right there. Alrighty. And that sweet sound. Now, that is also another thing I could say. This sound of the ping, giving away to your enemy that you're out of ammo, is more commonly a myth than not. Because during a firefight, you're usually not going to be alone. You're going to have a couple other guys with you, or an entire platoon firing. And this small ping in the midst of 30-06 fire and 8mm fire, and even mortar fire and stuff, is very hard to hear. And even if this one does go off, there's like 10 other guys firing. So, hi dog. Even if this did go off, there'd be more guys to take care of it, so the Germans wouldn't really want to pop their head up more common than they didn't want to. So, I mean, if you were alone, if you knew there was one guy over there, you were the only guy over here, I'm sure you could fire a couple rounds and do a ping, and, you know, a guy would hear it and be like, oh, there's only one guy over there, and pop up. But most commonly, they'd be fighting in platoons or squads, something, battle buddies. So, that is less common, more commonly a myth than not. Alright, get that back in there. I think that is it with the Battle of Bulge. Actually, I did have a pair of gloves. I don't know where they went. So, you can have gloves as well. I had trigger finger bins. I forgot where I put them. I thought I brought them out here. And, actually, I also forgot to say, the M1 Steel Pot helmet right here with the liner. Liner actually does have to be adjusted for this Jeep cap right here. Jeep cap is quite a warm hat. I wear this outside, reenacting and impressions sometimes. I actually just have a normal, more green one that I used before this one, because this one's the right color, but moving on. I use that outside of reenacting just because it's a warm cap. It's very nice. And this one doesn't go that low over the ears, which is more common, more accurate for the time, but that's comfy in the winter. Also, I could rearrange the scarf in a few different ways to, if I didn't have a hat, wrap it around my head, wrap it around the back. I've done it before, it's very nice. Either way, but that is going, I guess, that's going to finish up this video. Well, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you have any more ideas for videos, I'm running out, as you can probably tell by this long space in between videos. Videos that could be redone. I'm thinking about redoing the getting dressed as a USGI one, probably my most popular video that I've done, and the most common. And then I also did a remaster of that one, but that was when I was struggling with the lighting inside. So it's very orange. The camera's very orange. So I could redo it again because I figured out it was light bulbs I was using. Now that I switched to LED, the white light ones, the video quality inside is a lot better. So I'll probably redo that one, but it will take a long time to do that video. I'm also working on another video that's just gear I've collected, or not gear, all of my impressions. So it could take a while. That one's taking a while. I've been working on that since like November, and I'm like halfway done. That's fun. By the way, well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys later.